The single of a young Bahamian singer and songwriter nominated for a Grammy Award. Soaky Siren is beaming with pride after receiving the call of her Grammy nomination. LaDawn Davis caught up with Soaky to talk about the music that has given her international attention.
You may know her as Rowena Russell, but her stage name is Soaky Siren. The Freeport, Grand Bahamas singer and songwriter is making waves on the international scene after the single she penned called Light My Fire, performed by legendary Jamaican sensation Sean Paul, Gwen Stefani and Shansia, was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album of the Year. Currently resides in Los Angeles, California, Soaky spoke to us via Zoom about the Grammy nomination.
We did that. That was actually one of the first records that I wrote when I had signed with my publisher. And that one came together. That was actually a part of the camp. Sean Paul was over here, and he was working on a project. And I just was in a room with a lot of talented people. And that took kind of the chorus of the song. It was anthemic. It ended up writing itself. And, we write records and you just never really know what the life is going to be once I've written the song, it's out of my hands. And fast forward to now, I found out that, Gwen Stefani ended up hopping on the song as well as Shansia. And it was released earlier this year. And then I was in New York 2 weeks ago, and I found out that it was nominated. The album that the record is a part of is nominated for a Grammy.
Within that same week, Soaky witnessed the launch of her billboard in Times Square, kicking off the YouTube Black Voices campaign. It's the first of 5 billboards to be launched in major cities across the United States and the United Kingdom. Soaky talked about where the inspiration stemmed from to pen the Grammy-nominated single.
So I tend to draw on whatever the vibe is, and I feel like when you listen to that song, it has a romanticism and it's a one-drop record, so it definitely feels reminiscent of like being in a party somewhere getting wine on or whining on somebody, and that was essentially what inspired that at that time.
But the good news didn't end there. Soaky was also nominated for a Latin Grammy for the lead single on the Fate of Furious soundtrack called Hey Ma. She says being recognized for a Grammy will open up new doors for budding Bahamian artists.
This is actually the second time. The first one, I was actually nominated for a Latin Grammy, and now this is a Grammy. So I'm very, very excited, obviously, and I'm keeping the fingers crossed because I would like to win, and even if, although, it's still a big step in my career, obviously, but hopefully I can bring a win back home.
But until then, Soaky Siren will continue producing music for other prominent artists and has her eyes set on releasing her EP, Xanadu, in the new year. The 65th Annual Grammy Awards is set to take place on Sunday, February 5th at 8 p.m. in Los Angeles, California. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.